Here, we're coming on Twofer Tuesday. Mike and Wendy coming at you from Sunspot with a little acoustic duo action. Wendy, how you doing on this kind of rainy Tuesday here?
I'm doing just fine, thanks, Mike.
Good.
How are you?
Well, I'm still locked down in my basement, so about as good as to be expected. I'm about to start a Facebook watch party. So if you're watching
fun.
if you're watching this through my page, we're not going to see your comments unless you come to the Facebook the Sunspot Live page. But that's where we will do that. Either way, it's been
But you can comment amongst yourselves.
Yes, comment amongst yourselves. All right. So let me start that watch party there. And anybody that's in the room, come along and say hi for a second. Let me look in and see who might
You
be
can
in the
comment
room
amongst
here.
yourselves.
Yes, comment amongst yourselves. All right. So let me either you can give us a like, or you can make some kind of obnoxious comment. That's fine too. Obnoxious comments, of course, are always welcome.
Always.
So say right now. Oh, actually, starting out, watching with us right now, we're gonna have to do a couple of toasts. Wendy, starting out with to Lexi, a brand new
Yay.
Patreon. Starting out. Okay, so toast.
I totally forgot to bring a beverage down here, so I'm afraid I'll just have to do a virtual toast. But I'll make up for it later.
Right, I'll have to drink twice for you.
Right.
Okay, so I'm starting that watch party over there. Okay.
I totally
All right.
forgot to bring a
And
beverage.
then, Mark Johnson.
Hey.
How you doing, Mark? Happy Tuesday to you. So
Thanks for joining us, Mark. I'll make up for it later. He's becoming a regular here on our live hangouts. It's fun seeing some of the same return audience members.
Oh, Jimmy from Antigo. Hope everything's going well up
Hey,
there.
Jimmy.
In
Yes.
Antigo. And all right. Tuesday. So everybody's out there. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Hope lockdown's treating you well. We have been just working on music and paranormal stuff all week. So why don't we kick things off quick with this particular song that we wrote for like a New Year's episode 2 years ago, I think. And you know what? I wanna look this up in people who are born. This song is called "The Year of the Dog," and the idea behind it was that it was a very bad year, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the Year of the Dog is a bad thing. So let's say you're on the Chinese zodiac. Let's say you're a dog. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, you were kind of going for the double entendre there, right? With the
right. Right. We got Abby from Racine.
Hey!
Cheers to you. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, you were kind of going for the
Cheers.
double entendre.
Pat Wood.
Right?
Hi, Patrick. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, Pat?
Hi to Hal. I talked to Hal on a podcast brainstorm last night. We had fun.
Oh, cool.
He had some fun stories from his days when he was playing in Los Angeles last
Hey,
night.
how's it going, Pat? Oh, nice.
Oh, and hi to Melody. Right on.
Hello, hello.
So Mark says, "Is there an echo for everybody else, or is that a party in head just getting too loud?"
Oh no, we might be having a tech fail or
yes.
a tech roadblock.
You know, I tell you what,
Bump in the road.
there was an echo. There was totally an echo from my watch party because my iPhone's connected to my computer. So yes,
Thank you, Mark.
Thank
Mark, you have earned the the tech support merit badge for today.
Yes, and
So thanks for the input on that. We appreciate it.
Hal just said you're getting a severe loopback. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so I am disconnecting my phone. So now we should not be getting that anymore. Abby said I hear an echo. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Stu's like, Stu, you got a Patreon.
Well, there's some. Hey, all right. Good to see you, Stu. Mike, there is a lag on the comments, so they're probably commenting from before you fixed it.
Okay. Everybody's coming. Yes, I hear an echo. Well, thank you for that.
Everybody agrees. We can all agree on something.
Agree. Mike, there's an echo. You son of a bitch. And that's because I forgot the software we're using can share anything from your phone, so you can play a movie on your phone or have a conversation on your phone, and it plays the audio. Okay.
So thank you for the feedback, and we appreciate that because we want to keep making these live casts better and better and better each time. So definitely, if you have any input for us, I mean, be nice about it.
Or you can be a prick to me.
Let us know.
Okay, Iris, video's fine. Hey,
Iris!
We just,
Patreon!
I'm not Patreon. Cheers. It's a toast to you, Iris.
By the way, we do have a Patreon hangout tonight. Just reminding everybody.
So all the Patreons, make sure to join us in there. Okay, so anyway, if you are a year, we'll get back to the year, and thank you for telling us about the because once I started the watch party, that's when the echo started because it was playing that probably like 5 seconds later.
You could mute it.
Right, and now I did, so we're good. So okay, so year of the dog. The dog is the 11th of all the zodiac animals, and according to the myth, the Jade Emperor said the order would be decided by the order in which they arrived to his party. Monkey, rooster, and dog were another country helping a god defeat evil spirits. And so they arrived at the same, they arrived to the Jade Emperor at the same time. And the dog is the 11th in the year. Okay, so what does it mean if you are, 2006, 2018, 1994, 1982? What might that mean? A dog's most defining characteristic is their loyalty. Hence, the dog. They will never abandon their family, friends, or work. Honest and just, they are popular in social circles, and everyone needs a dog friend for advice and help.
Aw, that's nice.
You know what? I married a dog.
That is rude, Mike. That is very rude. She is nothing like a dog.
That's, but either way, so but let's say 1982 dog, these dogs are calculative planners. They focus on building a strong foundation for their future. But when faced with difficulties, they can become very pessimistic.
Uh-oh.
No comment. They work hard, but should create bigger goals in order to use their full potential. When we wrote this song on the precipice of the year of the dog, these dogs are stubborn and never give up. 2018. They aren't very connected with the world and society. Though stubborn, they respect other perspectives, and they believe that as long as they work hard, they'll make it. All right. Well, I like that.
That's lovely.
Right, Abigail? Maybe don't say that to her, though. That's
seriously.
Every time we get to a Chinese restaurant, it's like because I'm a dragon.
I think I might be a rat.
It's right. You read that, you're like, what? Like, at least I got the dragon. It's pretty sweet. Because then you're like, like Bruce Lee and shit. But the year that, but the thing is,
you can unleash the dragon.
Right. Which you say that though, then you just sound like Daenerys' brother.
Exactly.
Because he'd be like, I'm gonna unleash the dragon. First of all, what a prick.
Yeah. Not cool, man. Not cool.
But this idea of Year of the Dog, just in the song, was just that if it was a bad year, there's a chance to restart with a new one.
And just in case you're curious, it was from episode 229 of See You on the Other Side. So if you want to hear, we were sharing our favorite paranormal stories of 2018. So we were kind of doing a little recap of the year 2018, the year of the dog.
Right. And so if I look back at our, let's see, was our paragraph on it in the episode.
Here we go.
2018 was the year of the dog in the Chinese zodiac, and for a lot of people, it was foretold to be an unlucky one. This song is all about the emotions of going through a rough patch in your life or relationship and coming out the other side. Some years are awesome, some are learning experiences, and sometimes you're just glad they're over. And so here is the year of the dog. Whoop. We're still here. Oh. Okay, now we're not.
It's a weird.
1, 2, 1, 2. When the scream. 1, 2, 1, 2. When the screaming is over and the crying is done, and we've forgotten every promise that we broke. When there's nothing left to get mad at, the past is always there to get pissed at the punchlines of all our inside jokes. And when the whiskey turned us sour, we could always blame each other, yeah. And when the anger turned to sadness, hating you was easier than hating myself. Oh, hating you was easier than hating myself. Welcome to the worst year of your life. I almost can't believe we made it out. Screaming and fighting, drinking and crying. This past life is one I can live without. The year our conversation almost turned to monologue. Good riddance to the year of the dog. Good riddance to the year of the dog. I might come back as a bug for all the stupid things I've done. Or maybe I might not come back at all. But I'm trying to learn the lessons of all my failed attempts. Oh, I want you to know I'm an older soul and I'll never do that again. And when the whiskey turned to sour, we could always blame each other, yeah. And when the anger turned to sadness, hating you was easier than hating myself. I said hating you was easier than hating myself. Welcome to the worst year of your life. I almost can't believe we made it out. Screaming and fighting, drinking and crying. This past life is one I can live without. Our story almost turned from romance to epilogue. Good riddance to the year of the dog. Good riddance to the year of the dog. Got it. All right.
Okay, that was us playing You're the Dog from the See You on the Other Side podcast, episode 229.
I liked your little gotcha beginning on that one, Mike.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, so how is everybody like we're on in Wisconsin, at least, in a lot of places, we're on week 7 of the lockdown, and just to see how's everybody holding up. How are things going? I mean, we've been trying to stay as busy as possible, making music, having fun, doing things like this so we stay connected to everybody, because, I still enjoy playing for the camera or whatever, looking into that unblinking eye, just staring at me, judging me, like about how much I had to eat yesterday or whatever. But there's also just that, there's also just the feelings of like, how's everybody? Like, I miss like hanging out with people at the bar.
I know.
Or, like,
I do too. I think I've been able to stay really optimistic and positive, and but I think like this week for some reason it hit me, like I was like wanting to have Sunspot shows and see all the friendly faces and hug people, and I think it was because I had to go downtown, and it made me like, I drove past, where the Bratfest grounds are, and I was like, oh, good memories from there. Right. And then up, the Capitol Square, Taste of Madison, where we've played before, and I was thinking about that, and I like driving past, what used to be the Frequency, and I was just kind of thinking like, oh my gosh, it's been way too long, and it's like, it just kind of hit me all at once, like, damn, this summer we're not going to get to do all those. Like, summer's the best time for being in a band.
And in Wisconsin, summer's the only time to enjoy your life. Unless you're a skier or whatever. Like, if you're a skier, you might be like, but even then, if you're a skier, Wisconsin's still not the premium place for it.
Right. No, I mean, so when it all started off, I was thinking like, well, this is kind of a positive thing that it's during March, because if it were happening in the summer, now work with me here, because I might be totally off on this, but I was thinking if it happened in the summer,
we'll let you know,
and everybody's home all day, that's going to be air conditioners running all day, and that's like, brownout situation possibly.
Right.
Like, not to mention just a huge waste of energy. But so I was like, oh, it's springtime, that's kind of good because people don't have their AC running and it's not winter, so people aren't freezing or blasting their heat. But now I'm like, oh, I guess we don't really know what's going to happen. But that aside, thinking about the summer, like the festivals and everything, Summerfest getting canceled, Irish Fest. And like, I saw that the Great Taste of the Midwest here in Madison, that big beer festival, got canceled.
Oh yeah.
And I just wonder, like, what's it going to be like when are these things ever going to happen again? Or are they just going to be
hold on a
so
sec.
different?
I've got we do have a paranormal celebrity in my watch party. I did see that Lauren Coleman just joined.
Woohoo!
That's awesome. I waved at him. So Lauren out there in Maine, social distancing. His museum of cryptozoology out there in Portland, Maine. It's a brilliant thing. I've read I'd say I got 20 books in my collection written by Lauren Coleman. He is the preeminent cryptozoologist of our time.
We definitely need to make a tour or a road trip out there to check out that museum, because I've heard great things about it.
Absolutely.
And of course, Lauren's awesome, and he's been on our podcast before.
And so anyway, that was cool. Just whenever you see somebody you admire, you're like, oh man, I got to say something. But that puts me in a good mood. But as far as the thing is, like Zach says, he's happy that your hair is still red.
Hey, thank you.
All right.
Me too. I figured, like, if things get really dire, I had some beets the other day that we were using for salad, and I noticed how, beets stain things really readily. So I'm like, if things get really dire, I can just take some beet juice and like, or just embrace the quarantine.
Oh, I forgot about that. Right. Well, actually, Wendy and I share a stylist. And Ashley Anderson and her hair salon is wonderful.
She's awesome. Yes.
But Ashley, actually, she'll do delivery on hair dye and stuff like that. So she'll do you can get curbside delivery or whatever of hair dye from Ashley Anderson in Madison if you guys are looking for it.
There you go.
Let's see.
No need to use beet juice.
Yeah. Abby, and I'm feeling I really miss drinking with my best friend. I miss drinking on a deck.
I was thinking that too, because as I drove past the lake, I was thinking like all the boating and picnics and that kind of thing. Like I've been seeing people hanging out in their driveways, grouped by family, so they can still shout to each other. And it's like, it's just not the same, you know?
And Jimmy's just listing off things. Car show in Minnesota canceled. Back to the 50s in Minnesota canceled. Canceled 4th of July. Fireworks.
No.
Right, they just canceled the ones in Milwaukee. And that is a hard thing.
Stop it.
And the thing is that, there's going to be a lot of the stuff that we're used to that's being canceled or changing. And so, I mean, this is the time to experiment and try new things and new traditions. And this is the time when new traditions get made.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about half the Jewish holidays. More than half the Jewish holidays. They're all from something that negative happened, and this is what they did during the holiday. I mean, Hanukkah comes from, they didn't think they'd have enough oil in the land, and then 8 days the oil lasted. Passover comes from, God was coming in to kill the firstborn of the Egyptians, and they're like, we're going to paint some lamb's blood on the door, and now there's something we do every year. And you think about
but it's not like it's a woohoo, yeah, party.
No, but what I mean is, like, holidays and traditions and things like that can be made from hard times. Is kind of what I was trying to say. And people
it's good to be to look at it that way and to be, optimistic about it. I'm just like, we're not here to just sit and complain. I had to
Terry,
think about it, because hey, another Terry, good friend of ours and Patreon member. But no, I think that I've been trying so hard to just not complain, because I feel we're very spoiled because we have internet and we have so many amenities and we can get things delivered to us. And I just constantly am thinking back to other plagues and things like that, where it's like the cholera plague, when people just would be dead within an hour of catching it. And I'm like, okay, we're sitting at home, we have internet, we have unlimited entertainment options, we have our instruments, we can play, And
sometimes it's hard to stay positive. I tell you, when people are like, well, you have Netflix and Facebook and all this kind of stuff. It's not like we're living Anne Frank's life. And then I want to say to that person is, you don't have a toddler, asshole.
I don't feel, that's, I feel bad complaining at all, or even feeling bad. I'm like, no, you don't feel bad. Like, you're spoiled. This is ridiculous. But
emotions are emotions, and it's important to recognize them.
Got to acknowledge them at least. Yeah. So, but we won't dwell on it. We're not here for that, but we are here to be here for you and to do our best to entertain you, not from the stage, but from these little rectangles that we're trapped in.
Right.
Help! I'm trapped in a rectangle. I can't get.
Wendy, it's like you're almost there. Almost.
This is awkward. So close.
But that's the thing.
Wait, I got you.
Ow! Stop hitting me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're being stupid. But
sorry.
I guess that's our job. But the thing is that I think Bono, who's usually he's way. I mean, we need to want to talk about pompous. Like, I think he's got somebody with the old school bellows, like just blowing air in his ass all the time. Like, when you think about Bono, like when he talks, like, we're going to save the world,
Oh.
And obviously he's an but the thing is, he did say something great. He's like, music and art is the way that you make ugly things beautiful.
That's true.
And
that's very true.
And I'm like, well, Bono, you hit the nail on the head, man. And we should probably save the polar bears or whatever else you're working on this week. But
Preach it.
But it's like music and art and comedy, the way we make hard things pass. It's how we get through things. And so,
yeah,
I find
the tool that we have, we're lucky to have.
I hope that there's a lot of great art that comes out of this particular thing that that a lot of people can. Because the thing is, like, well, we're talking like we should feel lucky. A lot of people don't. Or if people that have victims in their family or lost parents, or
oh my gosh,
or the people that completely lost their careers.
Right.
It's Zach's like,
and there's plenty of people who don't have internet too. They don't have high-speed internet and smartphones and all the stuff that we have too. So I'm not trying to say that everybody's got it easy by any means, and especially the like the healthcare workers that are just out there on the front lines.
Right.
But so I'm very thankful. And by the way, if you are out there and you are one of the essential workers, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Everybody out there still putting it in there. It's important. Well, here, George put in like a Bono gift in the.
Oh gosh.
But the thing,
these comments are hilarious,
right? But also, we're making fun of Bono or whatever. Even though U2 is amazing, and their live show at Camp Randall in 1997 is like one of the highlights of live concerts I've been to. Even though I only remember about half of it, because beforehand, me and my friend Michelle, we were figuring out. We went to like a pre-party. And somebody was like, hey, I got some mixed drinks. And we're like, great. But then we just mixed types of rum. So the mixed drink was, well, I'll have the white rum and the spiced rum. So I only remember like bits and pieces, but I remember it blowing my mind.
No, I remember because I was there and I saw you. I saw you and Michelle there because I was working. I was an usher.
You were working. You got to see the Rolling Stones that summer too there.
Yeah. I got to see some awesome concerts for free. Not just free. I got paid.
Yes.
I mean, I had to escort some people to their seats, but I don't mind that.
You don't mind that? And U2 brought it. Remember, there was a because that was the year they made
Disco Ball,
right? And this was like their ill-fated album,
Discotheque,
which there were some good songs in Discotheque, but people were expecting after you have like the Joshua Tree, and after you had Rattle and Hum, and then you had Achtung Baby. People were expecting this groundbreaking music from U2, and then they do Discotheque, which is fun.
It was fun.
I mean, even Suropa's pretty good. And Discotheque's fun. I have it. Obviously. And this is funny when you talk about that was the most I'd ever paid for a concert ticket. It was $41. $41, and we had pretty good seats too. It was like $41 is how much we paid for concert tickets to go see U2 at Camp Randall for good seats.
That's ridiculous,
right? $41,
and I was too cheap to get the $40 tickets. So. Right. I was an usher.
But in 1997, when I was like not even 21 yet, it was a matter of It was like $41. Am I going to spend that on a U2 concert? I don't know if I can.
Or is that like my food for a month?
Right.
It's ramen for weeks and weeks.
But they had that big lemon, and like the lemon opened up and became the disco ball. I mean, the setup was amazing. Like
it was so cool.
Like you two had it together. Okay. Terry's like blessings.
Memory lane.
Yes, blessings are hard to find right now if you don't look for them under the debris.
Boy,
ain't that the truth? Abby's grateful that she can work from home now. Well, that's
great.
True too.
If you can still earn a paycheck and still contribute to, the world,
right?
That's phenomenal.
Zach said I was there too at Camp Randall. Fantastic, Zach. Hey. If we said hi that night, I don't remember it.
Maybe I led you to your seat.
Right, $41. Yeah, $41.
Oh, I know. Doesn't even cover the fee. Mark said doesn't even cover the fees anymore.
Yeah, right.
It's so true. The Ticketmaster fees,
right, they get you right.
Give me a break.
No, right in the squeeze box.
It's so mean.
But that was a great show. And U2's just an amazing live band. And of course, they're going to be an amazing live band because they've been doing it since the late 70s. And, they'd been together.
Well, they know how to write a song.
They know how to write great songs. And then you have 80,000 people screaming for it. Really. And this was U2. And I don't even know, the last time they were in Wisconsin was probably at Headliners. On the Pride, if it was the Pride tour or was it the War tour, I'm not sure. But they played in Madison. U2 played at a club called Headliners that the Ramones played there, and basically any rock band to the 70s and 80s on their way up had played. I'm pretty sure Van Halen came to the first time. They may have gone to the Shuffle In, but I thought it was Headliners. But now it's electronic dance club or whatever. So the stage area where all these incredible, world famous bands played AC/DC, things like that. Now it's the
DJ.
It's cool.
And now it's not at all.
Oh, right. Now nothing's going on.
For the time being, anyway.
Oh, U2 in Dublin.
Whoa, that'd be amazing.
That is a pretty lucky show. The Elevation tour, Scott. That sounds like fun.
Cool.
It does. And that was Zach's like, oh my God, Headliners. That's right. And the Elevation tour, that was when they had the Beautiful Day song. That song was so awesome. That was the last U2 song I heard, because I have the album on my iPhone or whatever when Apple decided that everyone who owns an iPhone should have a U2 album.
That one. Yeah, that was cool. No, I love that song. It's I've had it in my headphones for both of the marathons that I ran.
Nice.
That's my kickoff song because it just puts me in a good mood, and it's I don't know. It's a good. Yes. It's a great, amazing song.
That is Beautiful Day is on my marathon mix as well.
Yeah, it's classic.
All right, Headliners was amazing, and the restaurants downstairs were bomb. Terry. I think it's a bowling alley now. I think there's bowling in the basement.
Well, she said we're bomb.
I know.
Right?
I just mean that if you have memories of these kind of places and that the way that the way the world changes over time.
Yeah.
Is just an interesting thing. The way it's the restaurant becomes a bowling alley, the rock club becomes a techno club. The band guys cut their hair. I was looking at myself in the mirror today, and I was like, I didn't think at 43 I'd look so straight-laced.
Well, it's not too late, Mike. You could color your hair something interesting. You could get some tattoos. You could get some more piercings.
I could start.
It's never too late.
It's never too late to not look like an office drone.
Yeah.
It's not even fair. I'm not even an office drone. And I still look like an office drone. That's why I have to get some more. I'll probably just get a face tat, and I'll look like Post Malone for the next time you guys see me.
Perfect. Love it.
I'll get some prison tats on my face. Scott's talking about Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Those old hippies play for 3 hours with no break. True rockers. Yeah,
I respect that.
David Crosby. That he's got he's got staying power ever since he got busted for coke. So what keeps.
So he doesn't have staying power.
Well, you know what that keeps that walrus moving. And CSN has my favorite song. Mark, what's your favorite song? Since we brought up Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Anyway, when he comes out there, we'll tell his favorite song.
We can talk about it in the Hangout.
Yes, we can talk about the Hangout. So we're going to stay on for a couple minutes, and then we're going to move to our Patreon Hangout. And then for everybody that is like a Patreon that's on this right now, so you have the Zoom link and stuff like that, and hopefully we can all see your pretty faces. We will also be broadcasting the Hangout from the See on the Other Side Facebook group. To everybody out there who's just hanging out and watching us today, Wendy and I, and then are going to be joined by Ben, our rocking guitar player, on Thursday night. And we got a whole bunch more Sunspot acoustic arrangements and videos for you.
Quarantine videos.
And I might go back. And see what I can find in the Wayback Machine for some old school Sunspot videos, so you can see us as younger, maybe in the years that you would have seen us at the U2 concert. Carell says, I've always been a U2 fan too since about 1986, but I rarely went to big shows until recently, and that's largely because I was trying to find help or live it up before I got murdered. Sadly, I'm not kidding.
What?
Well, Carell, I hope that you find the help you need when it comes to things like that, and maybe the police and stuff, or whoever you need to do. I hope that somebody can, help you with that kind of thing, and just, good thoughts towards you in a tough situation. Mark says his favorite song is Southern Cross. That's a good song. Southern Cross is also a cool constellation, as well as the name of a pretty cool thing from Robotech. So Robotech is like a Japanese Japanimation thing from the 1980s that they took the story and they redid it in English in like the late 1980s, and young nerds like me really enjoyed it.
Nerds.
Ryan Tomachek, do you guys remember playing in Merrill, Wisconsin at Victory Lane?
Of course we remember Victory Lane. We love that place.
Fuck yes, sir. Victory Lane.
So sad when it burned.
Yes, Victory Lane burned down.
It was like really alarming to see the news story and like to see the pictures of it on fire. It's like, no, those are friends.
No, Victory Lane. And I tell you, now that the statute of limitations is over, like Victory Lane, it was awesome because you'd party there and then you'd pack up, and then the guy running the place would be like, all right, ready to keep partying? And we would just crank up the jukebox. Some dude would like paint marker all over my back. And we just dance and do shots until the police would come again at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like the police would show up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'd hide in the bathroom.
And they're like, no, really, you got to go home now. You gotta leave.
Right.
Oh.
So we always used to have really great times at Victory Lane, and so have the wonderful memories.
Ike. Ike was always a great host.
I just remember like with the cops, and I'm like, I'm just carrying a light, and I'm like, I have no shirt on. It's wintertime. It's almost dawn, and the police officer's like, do you guys partying here? You guys drinking? And I'm like, absolutely not, sir. You know how long it takes to get all of this equipment into that van? And I'm very sweaty from a hard night of work. And,
look. Sorry, go ahead.
And he was just like, all right.
Ryan said he met his wife there, and we were their first concert.
Oh, holy shit.
How sweet is that?
That is an awesome story, Ryan.
Thank you.
That is a beautiful story. Thank you so much.
That's cool.
Iris, what had been...
Hope we can...
Oh, good. What had been your favorite...
I was just going to say...
Please,
I was just going to say that I hope we can get back to Merrill again sometime soon, because it's been a bit. It's
been way too long since I've been to Merrill.
Yeah, I miss Merrill.
What's our favorite venue to play?
Ooh, what had been? Oh, so sad. Gosh.
I mean, a place that's thank you, Sharon. That's rare. A story where Mike takes his shirt off. Well, you sweat a lot.
Usually it's his pants. I like McAuliffe's in Racine. That's one of my favorite places.
Yeah. For places that are gone, I sure do miss Darwin and the Frequency.
Yeah, that was definitely our numero uno.
That was a great. I mean, great for like 10 years. It was an awesome place. You know, there was a place in Lafayette, Indiana, called Tasma's, which was an all ages like place for, you know, teenagers and stuff like that. And we would like leave Madison at 3:00 in the afternoon. We'd get there at 9 p.m. We'd immediately start playing for like an hour, and it was amazing. Like,
it was so great. It was kind of like it felt like the video arcade at like a skating rink or something like that. You know, they had like pinball machines, video games, but they'd also be DJing, playing music so people could dance, and just a place to hang out for those who are not of age to get into a bar. And then, of course, the best part was that they'd have live music.
Right. And then, we just play super hard. The kids would go nuts.
Yeah.
And then we would sleep at the venue. And so
I also liked the Stone's Throw in Eau Claire. The place was fun.
And the Stone's Throw was totally haunted. And so they always had plenty of great ghost stories when we used to go hang out at the Stone's Throw.
And the 324 in La Crosse was always a favorite as well.
Man.
We got some great memories there.
Yeah. Great lack of memories at the 324. Yeah, McCullough's. Yeah, the frequency.
McCullough's.
The 324 in La Crosse. Well, we'll have to get going to the Patreon thing in a minute. But
sorry.
One time at the 324 is we're playing on the night where it's where you have an extra hour. So we're playing on like daylight savings night, and you have an extra hour of partying, and no one could handle it. Like, I fell asleep in the basement, and at like 1:30, and when I woke up, the bar was still open, and Wendy was at a different place.
I had been to like 3 bars and an after bar party by that point.
Ben, like, he's talking to somebody not making any sense whatsoever. Like, the entire group we were with, because we brought like a posse to that show, everybody was in different places all over the city. We get back to the hotel room. One of our buddies had completely trashed it, decided to have like a toilet paper party in there. And it's like, it was all because that extra hour of drinking. So think about what you do at 1:00 in the morning at the usual, like back when in the day, and you're like, 1:00, we got to go soon, so we got to party. But now you had an extra, like, you did that for 2 hours instead of 1, and just absolutely nobody could handle it. And the best part about the 324 is that they had security cameras, and they would give us the security cameras of every show.
Right, because they had it broadcasting in the, like, there's the bar, kind of like the frequency, how the bar was like in a separate area from where the stage area was. And so in the bar area, they had a giant movie screen that had the security camera live footage. Like, you know, they had multiple cameras so you could watch the band from in there.
Right.
It was great. It was wonderful. Great idea. If you have a bar, I highly recommend it. It's nice to let the people in the bar, like, be aware of what's happening in the other room.
And now I've got a bunch of those security, since we've taken the tips, I've got a bunch of those digitized. So I'm going to look for some of our performances, or maybe just good embarrassing moments from the 324 that we can share. So those were good memories. Iris, dude, I want to party with you all. We certainly want to party with you.
We want to party with you, Iris. You're so much fun.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to get going to the Patreon hangout. If anybody would like to join us sometime on our Patreon, you can please check out our Patreon community, patreon.com/sunspotmusic. And we got a private Facebook group. We do monthly hangouts. And the more people that join, the more cool stuff we can do from cool places.
It's growing already. It's growing, and we're gonna have more cool stuff. And we will still continue doing, you know, we will have our live hangout with Ben on Thursday. And we'll continue doing our free shows and all that, everything free, the podcast and everything. But if you want a little bonus and you want to show your support for Sunspot and Mike and Ben and I, we totally appreciate it so much. It's been really, really helpful, especially during this time when we lost all of our income for
all the shows.
March, April, May, June, July.
All the shows canceled. My cousin John wants to know what I'm drinking. I am drinking Johnny Walker Black, John, and cheers to you. And I hope you and your family are doing well. I love you guys. And so everybody else out there, to our Patreons, please join our hangout or just watch it from the Facebook group. Everyone else, we will see you 48 hours from now, where we get some more music and more goofy times for a little bit of Sunspot Thirsty Thursday. All right. Thank you so much for the fun, guys. And we'll see some people in a few minutes and the rest of you guys in 2 days.